I've got to get 15 wall bangs. Wait, is this guy trying to do wall bangs? What is that? Why is he aiming through... That's a chain link fence as well. Okay, so if I just sit here, I can get... It didn't count. What? Ah, I got a wall bang. Finally, I got one. One solid wall bang. And I'm going to do it another 14 times. Woohoo! What a great challenge. Thanks a lot, COD, for putting a wall bang challenge on a sniper. Actual idiots.
2,000 years later.
What? How was that a penetration kill? Okay, I'm not even complaining. Let's just take it. That's that done. Thank the Lord. That's one of them down. First one down. It took me nearly 40 minutes. 40 minutes of in-game recording time and nearly an hour spent in total just to get that. What a joke. Anyway, on to the next sniper. Okay, this one in comparison is an actual breeze. So, ADS kills while fully loaded. There we go. It should be done. Yeah, there we go. Forge, 25 kills, YADS, and fully loaded. Complete. Let's get out of this absolute hell. I'm not playing on this anymore. Well, that is a joke how easy that was in comparison to the previous one. I mean, that took about 5-6 minutes. I can't even believe how inconsistent this camera grind is. Okay, this one is 25 headshots. Now, that on pen and paper doesn't sound too bad. When you're in this game, it's a lot harder. 6. Oh. Oh, it's saying I've done it already. I swear I had 7 to do, but apparently I don't. So, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, that's that one done. There we go. Final sniper complete. Well, I think I've got my ranking already. I think I already know where I'm putting these, so let's go. Okay, guys, so as you can see, we have finished Forged for the 3 sniper rifles in Modern Warfare 3. So, let's just break down the experience for you, because I firstly just want to say, like, this camo grind is so inconsistent, and this weapon class is a perfect demonstration of that. Because, yes, you could say this camo grind isn't repetitive like 2019, for example. We don't have to do 100 camos for every weapon, and most of the camos are exactly the same. Obviously, we get a wide variety of different challenges to do for weapons, which gives you, it breaks up the repetitiveness, and it gives you a diverse choice of challenges to actually do, and makes the grind feel a bit more refreshing and unique. But the inconsistency seems to be occurring with the difficulty of the challenges. As you've seen on the channel so far, if you've been watching and keeping up to date with my Forged videos, some of these weapon classes are so incredibly easy. Like, they will give you a challenge for a Forged challenge, and you can get it done in like 2 minutes, and it's something you could have done as a base camo that you would have done out of the 4 base camos. But then you get other ones that are just making you spend nearly 30 to 60 minutes on it because it's so incredibly tedious or so specific that you cannot actually attain the camo in quick succession. And this is a problem with this camo grind. It's just so inconsistent, and obviously they can't really change it too much because it is what it is. And I know in the past we've seen that certain camo grinds might have asked you to do point blanks on a sniper, and then they changed it to something else. So yes, they could change the challenges potentially, but they wouldn't want to do that at this point of the game, considering we are now about 2-3 months into the game's lifespan, and a lot of people who have already done the camo grind would be pissed if they had just gone and changed it and made everybody else get it easier. So I understand why they've done it, especially for the snipers here where we've got 3 guns. They've obviously made one of them more difficult, so we have to spend more time on this weapon class because they don't want us to complete these as quickly because there's less weapons. But if you go to, let's say, the assault rifles where there's more guns to do, the challenges seem to be a lot more easy all round. That's what I'm noticing. But if we're going to talk about the challenges and explain what they mean, how the quickest methods are of completing them, we have to first take a look at the katt-amr. This gun wanted you to do, I believe, 15 wall bang kills. And yes, it's wall bangs. So let me just explain. A lot of you might be confused if you've never heard this before. It says get 15 penetration kills with the katt-amr. And penetration kills, you'll see these on the LMGs as well. All this means is wall bang kills. And if you don't know what a wall bang is, it's shooting an enemy through a wall. You'll usually see the indicator pop up in the kill feed. It'll be like a little wall with a bullet punching straight through it. That's what the icon will look like. And that's all it means. You've got to do 15 of those. Now, for an LMG, LMG, that would be pretty easy. Actually kind of fun to do and a bit satisfying. But the snipers, not so much. Yes, you get to hit bullet penetration kills a lot more cleanly and a lot more easily with a sniper because of how, you know, hard hitting they are and the fact that they're usually bolt action. I think all of these are bolt action snipers, so they have a lot more force through going through walls, and they allow you to go through more walls than you might be able to with an LMG. But it's a lot more tedious because we're using snipers versus people who are using quick guns, like literal reg guns, the ones that literally take no skill to use. Assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns. There's a lot of people you're coming up against who just have quicker sprint to fire, quicker mobility, quicker fire rate, and so this just sucks. This actually sucks. But my advice for this challenge is, if you can, if there happens to be a playlist when you watch this, if you end up, I don't know, end up doing these snipers somewhere in the future from when this video is made, and you've got a terminal playlist, brilliant. Go into Terminal, because Terminal is a really good map. And another really good map for wall bangs or penetration kills is Scrapyard. Both Scrapyard and Terminal have a lot of chain link fences which you can shoot through. So for example, on Scrapyard, it's got like one of them or two of them next to each other through one of the garage entrances. I don't know how to explain it, but kind of one of those indoor building sides on the right side, I want to say. If you're looking from most of the photo perspectives, you'll probably know what I mean. The chain link fences, you'll see it and you'll know immediately what I mean. But those count as wall bangs. Sometimes they're a bit iffy with how they track as wall bangs versus, you know, clean kills, but usually it will say you've got a, you know, a wall bang through chain link fences on Scrapyard. So Scrapyard is great for that. And then of course on Terminal, you can use one of those chain link fences underneath the plane. There is actually a little section you can hide in and shoot people through that when they're coming out of the downstairs lobby area where the escalators are. People come through there, you can shoot them under the plane through the chain link fence. And also on Terminal, if you're early into the match and no one's broken the glass panes on the windows, you can shoot enemies through the glass planes from, maybe if you're inside the building or if you're in the plane, you can shoot people through the glass panes, and those count as wall bangs. So those are the two best maps. But as you could see, I didn't get those maps because I actually tried to surf through normal hardcore lobbies on TDM, Domination, whatever it may be, and I just wasn't getting those maps. I really don't know why, because there's not a ton of maps in this game, but for whatever reason, I wasn't getting either of those two maps. So I ended up having to resort to Rust and Shipment, and they do work. Like most of these maps, like I say, can work for snipers because they're not as difficult to get bullet penetration kills on, considering just how strong bolt actions are. They can shoot through quite a lot of different surfaces compared to an LMG. Still, it's less fun to do on these maps. So if you end up having to resort to Shipment and Rust like I did, there is some areas. So in Shipment, you can shoot through the boxes, like little crates. You can potentially shoot through containers if someone happens to be coming through the container and you're behind it in one of those crevices. That can work, but usually you're not going to be able to do that unless you've got UAV up and you can see exactly where people are, or if you've pinged them. And I'm not going to sit around pinging people on Shipment because I'm going to get killed in like 5 seconds anyway, so it probably won't stay on them for very long, or they'll probably die very quickly as well. So, you know, you can shoot through certain boxes and maybe containers, but it's really not the best advice for snipers, considering everyone else is going to be fragging you to hell and blowing you up and whatnot. So maybe not the best choice to go on Shipment. On Rust, however, there is one fence, and it's kind of behind the back of that truck, that kind of tanker vehicle, and you can shoot people through that if they're coming down that side of the map, and you might see that in some of the gameplay. But and if not, I'll show you an example on screen. But that is one of the places you can do it. Other than that, you're going to either have to be awkwardly sitting behind crates and boxes and again firing through them and hoping that they track. It's just not fun at all for snipers. It sucks. So your best bet is, of course, going in hardcore and playing on Scrapyard and, of course, Terminal, because, of course, if you go in hardcore, it's one shot, one kills, a lot more quicker and easier to do wall bangs than having, let's say, use a gun that's not as strong as the katt-amr and it doesn't track, you know, or you get one hit. Now, I know most of these snipers are one hits, they're not two hits, but the katt-amr seems to be the strongest of all of them, so yeah, it might not be as good if you go in core, let's just say that. You're just gonna foolproof yourself if you go into hardcore. Now, the next weapon is actually the longbow. Now, the longbow is just so easy in comparison to this weapon. You go straight to the longbow after the katt-amr, and it's absolutely insanely easy. This weapon only wants you to do, I think, 20 25 ADS kills fully loaded. And all that means, because I know, again, I've explained this in one of my other Forge videos, some people may be confused by the fully loaded part, and they might think it's some sort of terminology for having all of your lethals and tacticals maxed out and everything maxed out on the class, or maybe because of past experience in an older COD game, they're used to hearing fully loaded being some sort of gear or perk. But no, all that actually means when you're talking about fully loaded is having 5 attachments. So all it is 5 attachments on your sniper doing 25 kills whilst your ADS, which is, you know, aimed down the sight. Super, super easy. Again, hardcore or core will work either way for this because they're all one-shot snipers anyway. So just go for headshots or upper chest and ADS with your 5 attachments. And of course, make sure your class is all well optimized. And again, I like to plug when I talk about class setups, but check out my sniper classes. I have only covered the katt-amr as of now, but if you're watching this somewhere down the line, I might have covered the longbow by now and, you know, the other guns. So I do plan to cover those as well. So check out my classes. I personally think they are some of the best in the scene right now. What can I say? Gotta toot my horn a little bit. But anyway, the longbow, super simple. That is really the only advice you're going to need for that. The next one is the KV inhibitor. That is the final sniper rifle. And that one just wants you to do 25 headshot kills. Shipment is going to be your best friend for this one. And of course, again, you can go on really any match. Just aim for the head, have a good class setup, and you'll be sorted. It's really that simple. Headshots for this sniper, especially with these last 2 snipers, are so simple anyway, because these snipers are so much more quicker in mobility. They have quicker ADS overall. They don't take as long to rechamber each bullet like the katt-amr does. So you're not really going to have much struggle with that sniper. Both of these final snipers are probably going to be the easiest ones to do, and the katt-amr is the worst. Now, let's get to ranking them. This one is going to be kind of a funny one, because I know immediately some people are going to go mashing at the keyboard in the comments, or they're just going to start rubbing their forehead like Travis Scott when they hear me say this, but I actually think the katt-amr isn't the best one. I don't care if it's a true sniper, call it however you like, it sucks for this challenge, and overall, it just falls behind compared to its counterparts. If you actually look at the longbow, you get insanely quick rechambering speed. The ADS accuracy is insane. You lock in and it's like you're just stuck, glued like this. You come out, it's moving quickly again. Locked in again. Every time you lock in, it's perfectly crispy, perfectly locked in. There's no idle sway. It just feels so good. Maybe it's because of the class setup, but at the end of the day, who the hell's not running a class of some form on their weapon? Like, you're going to be running attachments to some degree, aren't you? So obviously, it feels a lot better when you've got it fully optimized. And the longbow has really good range. It just feels accurate. It quickly shoots in fast successions. You don't take ages to rechamber each bullet, and it's just not as heavy to run around with. I think the longbow is personally the best one in here. It just has the range as well over the other ones. So the KV inhibitor actually feels very similar, and that's why I found this one a bit difficult at first to rank, but considering the longbow does a little bit better at longer range, I figured that puts it above. But either way, the KV inhibitor also feels very similar to the longbow, has very accurate shots, and of course also is quick and takes very quick time to rechamber the bullets. But I don't know whether I want to put this or the katt-amr in the 2nd or 3rd place. I don't know where to put them. The katt-amr definitely is very strong. It's a true bolt action sniper, and it's pretty quick when you've got it fully optimized for ADS, so you can do some quick scoping with it. But I just don't know. I feel like I'm going to put either them in a tie, or I might put the katt-amr in 3rd and the KV inhibitor above it. I don't know.
Whoa, hold up. You know what? I'm going to take that back, actually. I've been using these weapons in core, and there's a world of a difference to hardcore. I know, big brain. The fact that I've just figured this out is kind of embarrassing. I've been playing hardcore most of the time on card, and yeah, there's quite a difference in how they feel in core versus hardcore. So generally speaking, I would say I'm sticking to this ranking if we're talking about hardcore. But then when you go back to core, I think it's pretty clear that the katt-amr is either in 1st place or 2nd place. I'm going to tie it in 1st, generally speaking, with the longbow, because I think the longbow can still do mostly one-shots and is really powerful in core. It just sometimes has a chance of two-shotting, but definitely not not below the KV inhibitor. The KV inhibitor has to go at the bottom in core anyway. It's most likely going to do 2 shots more than the longbow does. So yeah, and the katt-amr is just kind of slow, but not really. It's still pretty quick at ADSing if you've got the perfect class on it, so I'm still putting it below the longbow for the challenge. I don't care.
They're all good sniper rifles. They're far better than what we had, let's say, in Modern Warfare 2019, but, you know, they just have to be in that order. I just have to be honest with you. That's the order they come in my opinion, regardless of if they're all fun or not. So really, we're not saying katt-amr is trash, hot, stinky dog water, and longbow better, haha. Like, we're not saying that. We're saying, obviously, overall, they're all really good snipers, and they're probably better than the majority of snipers we've had in the past years, but they're still able to be ranked in an order of which ones are best to worst, and that's what I think. That is the 3 snipers done for Forged. I'll probably be getting on to the marksman rifles next, or the LMGs. I have SMGs with like 2 to go right now or something like that, so they will probably be done last, and it will be a bit of a reward for me to do those last, because it's actually a simple weapon class. I think the SMGs are just more fun to use than the rest of them, so that'll be nice to end out with on a positive note. But as for these other ones, I want to kind of get them out of the way with, because they kind of suck. But yeah, so that is snipers done for Forged. Hopefully this video helped you out in some regard. If it did, be sure to drop a big like. It goes a long way in helping the video perform in the algorithm, and it lets me know that you enjoy the videos, so I really do appreciate that. Also, check out the links down below. Check out the playlists for more of these type of videos. If you're not getting notified for YouTube and it's bugged for whatever reason, you can join the Discord down below and get notified for everything, as well as you can leave me suggestions in there if you so wish. But with that being said, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.